Happy Monday, Jerome's. Hopefully your coffee is as hot as the takes. Taking a look at another 3-round mock draft. This from the Draft Network. Brentley Weissman over there, analyst, doing some good work. Now, mock drafts before free agency, it can be pretty tough, where a lot of players at significant starters are going to get cut due to cap concerns this year, and draft needs change based on a cut, based on a signing, and it can completely shift a team's draft strategy and then therefore completely change the face of the draft. The Vikings do have 3 picks in the first 3 rounds, number 14 overall. No second rounder because of the Yannick the freaking Ngakoue trade, and then back in the third at 78 as well as 90 overall, which they got back from the Yannick the freaking Ngakoue trade 2.0. So let's dive in. 14 overall, the Vikings go with Gregory Rousseau. Yeah. So Rousseau is a very popular pick amongst the the national analysts to the Vikings. Makes sense. D-line. Rousseau is D-line. Yeah. This is what he wrote. Minnesota needs to address both sides of the line of scrimmage and starts here on the defensive side of the football with Rousseau. Rousseau is the best pass rusher in this class and has the length, quickness, and flexibility. To be a double-digit sack artist relatively early in his career. It's fair. The team swung and missed with their acquisition of the Yannick Ngakoue. Hey, that was a big hit. He led the team in sacks even though he only played 6 games. And adding Rousseau makes up for it. So Rousseau overall, 6'6", 260, wingspan like a friggin' condor, does have the length to succeed as an edge rusher in the NFL. 2019 as a redshirt freshman, destroyed. 15.5 sacks, 46 pressures, 54 tackles, 2 forced fumbles, and a partridge in a pear tree. Mostly from the interior, by the way, because he's listed as edge. But Miami used him quite a bit at 1 tech, at 3 tech, all over the defensive line. 76.2 overall PFF grade to 80.7 PFF pass rushing grade, was ACC Defensive Rookie of the Year. First team All-ACC, as well as 2019 second team All-American. Now, I do like Rousseau, just like every other analyst does to the Vikings. I don't love him, though. And our concerns have been aired out and well-founded, where 1 year of college production, not a traditional edge in the sense that is a great athlete and length and great hands, former high school wide receiver, but does need a lot of refinement. Plus, they say that he has good flexibility. I disagree. I don't think that he is going to have the bend to consistently win on the edge. It's a little bit stiff. It's not exactly what you want. Now, he can certainly win in a bunch of other ways. I think he can add size and strength, win on a bull rush, and you saw his production from 2019. A lot of it was just out-athleting people, and that is key. Where if you have this athlete that's so far above the rim, even the competition that Miami was playing in the ACC, so that's no slouch there. But if he can add refinement and Andre Patterson gets his mitts on him a couple years from now, could Rousseau be a Pro Bowl level player? Absolutely. I mean, why the hell not? But he might end up being positionless, where he doesn't have the bend to consistently win on the edge. He doesn't have the size to win inside. So he may just be a sub-package player. And that definitely can be an asset. But is that what you want at 14 overall? Especially when you have more complete defensive ends like Kwity Paye, who ends up going to the Lions, who ended up trading down in the draft or whatever. I would put Kwity Paye head and shoulders above Rousseau. I would even put Azeez Ojulari above Rousseau, because I think that Aziz's ceiling is just infinitely higher than Rousseau, even though he does have a high ceiling in his own right. Plus, Darrison Barmore, we're still on board. So, 14, if it does go down this way, I get it. I understand it. I accept it. Not like overly in love with it. But then again, Jefferson. Yeah. Third round. Enhance. Third round, number 78 overall. There we go. 78 overall. So the Vikings go offensive line, getting James Hudson coming out of Cincinnati. Now, Hudson is interesting, where Desmond Ritter's blindside protector this year, 6'5", 310, redshirt junior, came in as a transfer from the University of Michigan, was very highly recruited, great size, solid athlete, got some nice bounce in the feet as well, so it would be a nice scheme fit for the Vikings. Converted defensive tackle, so just getting his feet wet, where the TJ Clemmings comparisons will be quick, but I think that Hudson plays with a lot better leverage than TJ did. But yeah, TJ also a former converted defensive lineman, very little experience, but yeah, still raw, but the upside is certainly there. The 75 PFF grade this year, only allowed 6 pressures and 0 sacks, was all conference ACC. AAC, excuse me, but had a really, really dumb moment in the Peach Bowl where he was ejected in the second quarter with this late hit on Tyson Campbell out of bounds. It was stupid. And then the tide turned that game. I mean, Cincinnati, the first half was given Georgia the what for, and then in the second half, Aziz friggin' took over against the backup, ate his lunch. So it's not great there. But bottom line, he's not ready to start right away. He's not. Where he is the type of guy where if you went the route of a TJ Clemmings, ideally you would like him to sit for a year, maybe two. But then, of course, TJ Clemmings got thrown into the fire as a fourth-round pick coming out of Pitt. But in a weird way, Hudson sort of reminds me of a third-round Mekhi Becton, where got the physical tools, but raw, but you question the level of competition and is a gamble. But then you saw how the gamble paid off with the Jets and Becton this year. He's an absolute stud at left tackle. But the problem that the Vikings have in this spot is that they knew they will likely need to come out of the draft with a starting offensive lineman, a guy that can start week one. And with Hudson, I mean, maybe you kick him into guard. I think he does have that flexibility. He is built low like a guard. But if you see him as a left tackle, what's the plan with Ezra? I think there are better options at this stage of the draft. But I mean, if he pans out on that upside, that made him a highly prized recruit coming into Michigan, I get it. I do get it. Next up, who we got next? Down at 90. Vikings go. Dun, 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 dun. Andre Cisco, thong song coming out of Syracuse. Let's go, baby. Get some production value. Andre Cisco, 6 foot, 205 junior. Absolute ball hawk. Now, you're probably letting Anthony Harris walk in free agency, replacing him with a guy who can also get after it. You like it. Busted on the scene in 2018 as a freshman, 54 tackles, 34 stops, 7 picks, 8 passes broken up, a 56.1 quarterback rating when thrown at, which is good. That's pretty good. And an 89.3 PFF coverage grade. Was going to be a stud. Was going to be in line to be one of the next great ball hawking safeties. Surefire first round pick. Just had a couple more years, but hasn't been great. So 2019 battled through injuries. Same thing in 2020. Only played 2 games, and it's unfortunate because he didn't pan out. Like, he peaked in 2018 as a freshman, and I think that's what the Vikings are betting on in the spot, where he does have first round talent if he was able to cut and paste what he did in 2018 over the next 2 years. But it didn't happen for a myriad of reasons, and it is a gamble. But at 90 overall, even in a deep safety class, I get it. Like, the upside and ceiling of Cisco is a lot higher than a lot of these other guys that you will see in the 3rd, 4th, 5th round for safety. 13 career interceptions. Does need refinement, but his instincts for finding the ball and making a play on it in the air are absolutely prime. They're good. But like we said, a bit of a gamble, especially this high on the depth of the safety class. But I understand. I do. So, I mean, that's it. I mean, that's what the Vikings come out of this draft with. 3 needs are addressed: defensive line, offensive line, as well as safety. Not my first choices for a myriad of reasons, especially Hudson, where if you are going to gamble on the upside of Rousseau and you're going to gamble on the the injury history of Cisco, but you're gambling on all 3 of your top 3 picks, where I think Hudson... Yeah, I get it. But overall, if you're just looking to check the boxes of position of need, you do have to be happy with this situation. And I'm rooting for these 3 guys. If this is how it goes down, hoping for the best. So we'll go get after that. But your thoughts, the Draft Network 3-round mock draft for the Vikings. Let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support that work, post on the Venmo. But until next time, Skol, production value.